Here's a number that comes in even better than expected, and that's the CPI core on a month-over-month basis, just up by 0.2. The expectation was for 3. It was 4 last month, and that puts CPI core below the anticipated number at 4.8%. The forecast was for 5%. On a headline basis, we get a 0.2 move, also lower than anticipated, and that brings it down to a 3% a year-over-year number. And of course, these numbers are going to be the lowest since the pandemic, and the lowest we've seen in about 2.5 or 3 years. So good news overall. But again, we want to warn everybody, this is essentially a transitory kind of situation. Let me get you a couple numbers here quickly. Food, up only 0.1. Remember, that was a big contributor a year or so ago. And energy prices up 0.6. Gasoline up 1%. So all of these numbers are in spite of a rise in energy prices. Gasoline had fallen 5.6% last month. And then in terms of used cars and trucks, this is something everybody's been waiting for. Used cars and trucks down 0.5 on the month, and on a year-over-year basis, down 5.2%. So a quick turnaround in used car prices. Apparel prices up 0.2, and shelter prices dropped back a little bit, 0.4. I'll get you the number on rent of shelter, the one that is that matters to everybody, and we'll get the numbers on the X services in just a second.
Your thoughts as you dive into the economic data?
Well, this is a bit better than anticipated, but it basically tells the same story that we thought about going into this meeting. We did see the first significant declines, I suppose you would call it, in shelter costs that have been propping up a lot of the inflation that we've had. Rent of primary residence is up by 0.5%, no change there, but the owner's equivalent of rent drops to an increase of just 0.4, which is the lowest in quite some time. We're starting to see that get into the numbers, which is what you want to see. Airfares went down 8.1%. I'm not sure a lot of people are going to believe that. John, you've been flying around, but we did see a decline in airfares. And as I pointed out, we saw an increase in energy. But a lot of this is all going to be offset by the fact that the base effects from this year, this is going to be one of the best months that we see. And I'm still waiting here for the services X to come in. And it now comes in on a month-over-month basis, 1.3%, which is a significant improvement from the over 6% we started with at the middle of last fall. On a year-over-year basis, we're now down at 3.93%. So we're seeing progress in services X shelter. That'll cheer the Fed, but it won't change their minds.